Hi, this is Judy Melton, your registrar, talking to you from Medford, Oregon. This is a view from my back deck. I just am throwing that in as a bonus. I'm recording this video to talk about the changes that we've made in our grading procedures for the online classroom. You may have noticed in the last time you received your syllabus from me for the class, there was a change to this section right here, which is the desired learning outcomes. You'll notice that you now have a 20% portion of the final grade that's attributed to the desired learning outcomes. Now what this is a way for us to measure whether the student has actually demonstrated in their online discussions, book reviews, journal, and the final project that they have a basic understanding of those desired outcomes. This is really important for tracks for our accreditation and for the Council on Higher Education and the Department of Education. We have been tasked with being able to demonstrate that students are actually learning what we want them to learn. So this is the reason for this change. The way that we are going to demonstrate that is through the grading. So if we scroll down to the grading section in the syllabus, you'll notice the online participation is 20%. Now this is going to be for all online classes. We're going to try very hard to stick to this for all of our classes so that they all are the same. So you'll see the book reviews 15, journal 10, the project, the individual project is 20%, the group project is 15%, and again the outcomes assessment is 20%. So let's look next at the grade summary. A lot of you have received grade summaries in the past, some of you have not. So to look at the grade summary, you'll notice this is a sample using Sally Sample as a student. And in red I've put what the professor would need to write in on the grade summary. This grade summary would be used by the professor if the professor did not make comments within the document itself. So in other words, if a professor did not want to put all these numbers in, which we have some who don't want to do that, they can use instead a different grade summary template. This grade summary has the same information at the top, but all this detail will appear within the document itself. So what it says here, see the detailed comments within the project. So professors who do not want to make all these numbers and would rather give comments to the student about all of these items may do so within the project and not have to fill out the other. So let's go back to this grade summary where I've put in the numbers, and as you can see I've indicated the different levels. So in other words, Sally Sample did a very good job in her analysis and evaluation all the way across on the online, in book reviews, journal, group project, and the individual project. But you'll notice she only got 1s in the presentation, grammar, spelling. That's because she didn't do a good job, so we graded her down for that. And so you see all the 1s here. Now, this isn't added up. In other words, you're not going to calculate a total grade based on these numbers. These numbers are to give the student an idea of where they were strong and where they were weak. But the final grades are going to be down in this section for each area. And this is where the outcomes assessment is, and where the final grades are, and then final comments. So let's go back up to, again, the outcomes assessment. Now I've called this class just basket weaving. So the 4 outcomes for this class would be understand the theory of basket weaving. If she basically understood the theory, you'd take up and put a 5 here. That means she did a very good job of that. But if here at the end she did not understand how to weave a basket, in other words, in all of her online discussions, all of her project paper, her book reviews, and her journal, she did not demonstrate that she really knows how to weave a basket, she'd get a 1 down here. And then all of that should be reflected in these percentages. So online participation, she was very good. She got a 93 because she participated, she was interacting with the other students. But when you come down here to the individual project, she didn't do very well. She only got a 90, which I think is a B. And you can look down here and see that a 90 is a B+. So let's go back up. In this other remarks section, you're just going to say where the student did well, where they did not do well, and for example, she did not. So this is your way of showing the student what areas they were strong and what areas they were weak. In the other remarks, you can give a more detailed explanation of where she was strong. In this context, she did a great job of demonstrating an understanding of basket weaving, but never learned to apply what she had learned from the books and lectures to her context. And this is another big area for BGU, is that students know how to apply what they've learned. Another thing that BGU has changed is the online grading. In the past, we've had professors grading the students' online discussions and book reviews in the online classroom, giving them grades from 1 to 5. Well, that was confusing for the student and for the professor. So what we've done is changed that to remove the online discussion weekly grades and book review grades to giving a midterm feedback. And this is what we're going to use. This form is what we are going to use. As you can see, here's Sally Sample again in the same course. What we've done is, although no grade will be assigned for this assessment, the professor should indicate areas where the student is excelling and where he or she can improve their final grade. For example, Sally Sample captured the essence of the author's intent and did a good job of interacting with the book reviews that she read. The application portion was lacking. And so what you're trying to describe in these 4 areas is where the student can improve their work so that when they write their final project, they will know what they need to do to get an A paper. It's going to be very important for the professors to write what they see, what they've observed, and what the student has done so far in the book reviews and the online discussions so that they can improve for that final paper. So if we take Sally Sample and look here where she was weak in the midterm report, if we go back to the grade summary and we say, okay, Sally Sample was told that she needed to apply what she had learned and she needed to do a better job of quoting within her document, and she did not do well in that, then her grade would remain low. If she had done a good job of improving in those areas, then her grade would have been higher. This is why we're doing the midterm review. We hope that it's something that you can apply to your... So we're hoping that you'll all utilize this midterm feedback review process and provide the students with what they need. And students, we will hope that you will read carefully what your professors are saying and apply that to your final projects. Okay? And I'm praying that all of you get A's on all your papers as a result of this new and wonderful grading system. Bless you all. Bye.